My name is Vael Bagdasaryan. I work at Flow Health. And today I'm going to present about some subscription win-back strategies and techniques using CRM. Just before starting, just a few words about me. I'm a growth manager at Flow Health. I used to do some app growth consulting. And I'm also founder, building and trying to grow my own apps. But right now I'm mainly on working as a growth manager at Flow Health. There are usually three ways that you can use lifecycle marketing to boost your revenue. And there are three key pillars, which includes user activation, getting freemium users to take a trial, improving your trial to paid conversion rate, nurturing trial users to keep their trial and in the end convert to a paid subscription, and revenue retention. In this talk, I'm going to mainly focus on revenue retention and how you can use lifecycle marketing to improve and boost your revenue retention. But firstly, what is revenue retention? Revenue retention is a key metric that evaluates a company's ability to retain revenue and grow revenue from a specific cohort of users from a defined period. And to how lifecycle marketing helps you to optimize and grow your revenue retention is through the win-back strategies. And there are four big segments that you can use in your win-back strategy in order to grow your revenue and get your former subscribers to come back. Then it includes users who cancel their subscriptions but are still active, like somebody bought a 1 year or 1 month subscription but is still active. They have canceled but active trial. Somebody took a trial but canceled immediately. This is common to almost all the apps when users take the trial but then cancel it. And we have expired subscriptions. These are users who used to have subscriptions. Now they're using the freemium version only, and expired free trials. Users who, obviously took a free trial and now it's expired, they didn't convert. Let's start with users with canceled but active subscriptions. These are very, very important segment because the users already demonstrated that they are willing to pay for your services, but somehow they decided to cancel their subscription. It could be due to cost, due to value issues, etc., etc. And it's important to use lifecycle marketing to get users to resubscribe again to your offerings. I usually like to divide these users into two segments. Users who have more than 3 months remaining to their less than 3 months remaining till their subscription will expire, and users who have more than 9 months remaining till the subscription will expire. Why this kind of division? And this is because of the App Store, right? So when users still have a subscription and you give them another offer and they opt in for the offer, you are not going to get the money until the current subscription period ends. So imagine if somebody bought a subscription today and they canceled it and they resubscribe, you are going to get the resubscribe amount, the money, only when the current subscription period ends. So by dividing them into two segments, you can optimize your revenue. For users who have longer period till their subscription will expire, 9 months, you can try to upsell them 2-year plan offers. There's an example from NordVPN when trying to upsell a 2-year subscription to users who had a 1-year plan. And if there are users who had less than 3 months remaining till their subscription, you can go with a regular discount and you're going to collect your revenue in the end of the quarter. So it's just preferences of how you want to shuffle your revenue and when do you want to get them. Another very important segment here is the users with expired subscriptions. These are, again, very, very important because they demonstrated once that they are willing to pay for your services and for your premium offering, but somehow they did, or for some reason, they decided to cancel the subscription. And from my experience, there are 3 strategies that you can try to use to win these users back and try to generate revenue. The first one is full price resubscription offers. When user subscription expires, you don't need to go on and with hey, this is a discount, 50% off or whatever percent off. It's better to try to get them to resubscribe again with an actual price and tell them what do some value nurturing using your lifecycle marketing channels, CRM channels, and try to resubscribe them with a full offer. And there is also a strategic discount after full price decline. When they opt out for your full price offers, start to give them discounts. You can implement the progressive discount strategy where you don't go immediately with a 70% off or 50% off. You can start with a 20% and gradually test it and increase throughout the time. But here you also need to be careful and understand what is your retention rate and how your retention rate is changing throughout the time. Because if you have a dramatic decline in user retention rate when their subscription expires, and you start to do the progressive discount strategy and offer them the 50% or 60% discount only 10 days after, but you are already lost 80% of your customers, then it's better to start with a high amount of discounts to convert them early, because you're just gonna lose money. And then the third option is additional free and paid trial offers. So when user subscription is expired, and maybe you have historically a huge number of users who have expired subscriptions, to reduce the barriers of entry, you can try to give them additional free trials or paid trials. For example, pay $1, get 15 more days or 30 more days of premium. This is just to filter out the users to get them to commit. Or just if you want to kind of reduce it further, you just can offer you can offer them just extended or additional trials immediately without payment. There's 2 examples of it: additional trial from Flow and discount offer. So yeah, the other segment that is again very important here is users with a canceled but active trials. So these are the users who took a trial but then canceled it. And research showed that there are mostly there are 2 reasons why users cancel the trial. The first one is there's a cost association with the reason that has a cost associated with it, or they don't understand or didn't get the value of it, or they don't need it anymore. So what you can do with this segment, again, the one thing that it's very important to understand here is these users, compared to other segments, they have a low commitment and low intent because they just took the trial, they never paid. Maybe it depends on your retention rate. Maybe they browsed around for a day or 2 and they bounced, or they are using your product but in a high retention rate. So here again, you need to balance and first of all also look at your retention rates before moving on with one of these strategies. The first one, which is more applicable for these users, is extending their trial or putting them in some sort of auto trial when their subscription ends. But you need to make sure that if you're segmenting users and putting them in another trial, these users are keeping higher retention rates. Otherwise, it's not gonna be effective, and it's better to go with a second strategy, which is offering them discounts, because as I mentioned, some of the trial cancellations are also associated with a cost. So you can try to offer them discounts when they cancel the trial, and try to win them back at that way. Besides discount, you also can try kind of a shop around with other promotional offers, like offering them to subscribe to monthly or weekly plans, but it's kind of it depends on your goals, but they are also an option. If you want to extend your user's free trial after cancellation, there are some checklists kind of to follow to make sure you are getting the most of the value out of. The first one is monitor early cancellation triggers, like why the users are canceling and when they are canceling, to make sure the communication that you're gonna create are gonna match with these user triggers. And then implement automated trial extension offers. You can filter out the segments, and as I mentioned, try to put them in auto trials or give them just another second trial options. Yeah, but the other thing is that very, very important is when you're giving this user the second trial, initial trial, you need to make sure they are adopting and engaging with your product. So it's better to have additional follow-up lifecycle marketing CRM campaigns that goes to these users, and nudges them to implement the premium features. You need to kind of also keep a track on your feature adoption metrics to make sure these users are getting and adopting these features. Otherwise, they will just cancel after the additional trial ends. Same for the discount offerings. Measure users post-cancellation retention rates, because after cancellation, if you're seeing a deep decline in retention rate, it's better to start with a huge amount of discounts, try to win back. But if you have a healthy retention rate, then implementing the progressive discount strategy is way better when you just start with a low amount of discount and you gradually increase over the time. Timing of the discount offers also very important, and you need to test it. Like offering them immediately or offering them after some time. It's just because intent of users are gonna change drastically during the time. So capturing and testing that is very important. And lastly, doing revenue impact analysis to understand how it impacts to your current revenue and future revenue. Last segment is the users with expired trial. This is kind of the segment that has the lowest intent to resubscribe among all of the others that I showed you, because they never paid. They only experienced your premium offering when they were in a trial. Like it expired, they maybe continued to use the premium version, or maybe they stopped maybe they have a very bad retention rate after that. And usually you can divide these users into two parts in order to maximize the impact. The first one are trials that have just expired. Don't let your users to forget about it, that they had a trial and that expired. Just show them that they had a trial and it expired and they lost all of the access to their premium features, and nudge them at that moment to get back with either to resubscribe or get a discount. For the users who are long-term expired trials, I mean, if you start today to implement one of these CRM strategies, you look your data and you'll see, okay, we have the X amount of expired trials. What are we gonna do with them? If there is the intent of this user declined significantly over the time, so it's better to start doing this, offer them some discount offers, A/B test different concept and amounts to maximize the impact. Lastly, just a bonus strategy about like a cart abandonment. This is not exactly a win-back strategy, but very much related to it. So the cart abandonment, we are very much know cart abandonment from e-commerce, right? When you go and you want to buy something, you put your cart, you don't check out, and you start to get bombarded with email, something, you forget there is something in your cart. Same happens in mobile apps, but we somehow don't put much attention to it. And this happens when users, they click on your main CTAs on a paywall, like start free trial, buy now, get discount, and this App Store's confirmation dialog opens when they need to do the Apple ID and confirm the transaction. But a lot of users, I mean, from my experience, there's usually, if you have a pretty healthy app, you're gonna see from 20 to 30% cart abandonment from this screen. It means like 20 to 40% of users just decline it and they don't continue with subscription. And the number is way higher for apps that have like lower engagement or retention. And what's happening, these users have like a very, very high intent because they already showed you an evidence they want to buy it, but somehow they decline it at the first moment. And what you can do is just hit them with a discount offers or re-nudge them at that moment or 10 minutes later with a push notifications that you can send from your CRM tools and redirect them to the paywall where they can continue their transaction. And this is a small case study that I did before that resulted like a 64% decrease in a cart abandonment rate and 10% increase in new revenue generation rate. So yeah, this is very, very important and kind of a easy to implement strategy to do not leave money in the table. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. And you can connect me on LinkedIn or Twitter. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.